Live from the floor of the NYSE, that's a market open.
Yes, hello, welcome to this 12th week of August here in this project. This is already 3 months into this project, and I can tell you so far has been rather difficult, I would say. But I think sooner or later we will get more into this, then we will get more established. I'm currently changing my strategy a little bit because the opening seems to be not working, and you will see that also on this week. We have some small difficulties here with our opening strategy, and therefore I have to make some amendments to it. As you could see in the first few weeks, like the first 6 weeks or 7 weeks, we had great success in our intraday strategy. I think we were accumulating around $10,000 profit only intraday, but the opening dragged these results down. So we obviously want to be most profitable, so we have to just try to do the best we can and basically improve on the existing or what we are doing at the moment. So since there's not much room for improvement, I have to see where I can eliminate some of those trading mistakes. So the opening seems to be rather challenging, therefore I'm currently changing some of my details here, which could make a difference. So we are trading the Emini S&P 500 futures market here. As you can see, this is indicated on the top left hand side. There you can see ES 0916, it's very small at the very top left, but also in the bottom on the volume chart. So I'm using two indicators. You can see here ATR and volume, average true range and volume. And also I will be drawing these trend lines here on the chart. So these trend lines are indicating the low and high of the pre-opening session. So you can here see these two blue lines. One is 50, 85, 75, and one is around 80, 50. And at these levels, normally we see kind of a breakout. Therefore, I should be trading this breakout in only one direction, but you will see that sooner or later that I will be doing these in two directions, these breakouts. So I will be also trading in the opposing direction. So I would be going short from around 87.50, which I think is something I'm still have to work on. That's what I'm doing at the moment, because in the past I have seen that I have gotten into the way of this breakout so many times, and it punished me rather severely. Therefore, I would like to just participate in these breakouts rather than trading in the opposing direction. Because at these levels here, you can see these blue lines. Normally we see much more volume coming into this market, and therefore we will see that we have actually trading opportunities at these levels. So you can see here I entered a long position, which is a rather unfortunate entry point, 87.50, because we already broke out of this range. Normally what we look at, and what I try to explain in the last videos as well, that we would like to achieve 3 times the ATR breakout for this range. You can see here 3 times the ATR. What is the ATR roughly? If you can see at the bottom chart here, this blue line is indicating the ATR. So it's increasing obviously as the bar size increases. And it's roughly 0.75. We multiply that by 3. That would be around 2.25. So we want to break out of this range for 2.25. And as you can see, that was achieved here. So the blue line is 85.75, and then, well, actually 86. I can't see it very well. No, 85.75. So we broke out of this range for 2.5 points. That's a very good indication that we should be looking at a short position from this point onward, or at least from 70, 87.50. Because if we break out of this range, normally there will be two things happening. Normally we will see the ATR to be hit, and then we see a reversal back into range or back to the range. That can give us another great trading opportunity. We could also see a continuation of the trend, so we break right through the ATR, or we reverse insignificantly at the point where 3 times the ATR is hit, roughly, and then the trend will continue in one direction. We might also want to focus on this one, so if we see the continuation, we can continue trading in this one direction. So let's see what will happen here. I mean, this is a bit indecisive, but our entry should have been 87. But since we don't enter on dojis normally, I would be exiting all trades, so no trade here in this instance. In future weeks I will try to make it more obvious what I'm doing. Also, this week has already started, so we are already on Tuesday uploading this video here. It's actually on Wednesday, because you will see this week will result in quite a severe negative result, and next week also is something which is starting off quite difficult. And the main reason for this is that we don't have so much volatility. You can see this market is rather moving very slowly in any direction. We don't see any real trend here. So we have a lot of entries, a lot of exits. These dojis, for example, they just accumulate commissions because we are getting in and out of the market over and over again, which is absolutely annoying. So you could see actually we reversed back into range. So as I said, ATR and then a reversal. Then we have to exit this market here on the dojis, and now we see a continuation. So as I said before, we could actually look at a long position here from 88. But that has to be decided, on the day. So this is not something which always happens. We always try to get improved entries also for our breakout strategy. So for example, our entry should have been actually here at 85s if you want to break out. So around 1 point away from the breakout level, anticipating the breakout, or even more if we get into some trade somehow with some of our rules, then we should be sticking to that trade and trying to accumulate a few more profits along the way, breaking out of this range. So I didn't get into this market here at 88.25. It's a bit unfortunate. Anyway, let's play forward here. I think this is a bit far. But this is Monday. I think this is the 15th of August 2016. And I think we will finish this trading day here with no significant profit or loss. So this is Tuesday the 16th. And you can see in the bottom, now I changed the timing, so it's 9:30 now when the market opens actually. The timing remaining here on the right hand side, you can see, is when the bar closes, so the time is speeded up obviously for playback purposes. I'm pre-recording these videos so we can have a look. So here I entered the market quite late. I have to actually enter at 82.25. This was a perfect entry for breakout again, as you can see. Same thing, blue lines are the pre-opening session high and low. And obviously we want to be breaking out of these levels. But I was talking about these rules before, so We want to achieve 3 times the ATR. So for example, now I get into the way of this breakout, which is not a very clever thing to do. The ATR at this point is around 0.971. As you can see on the left hand side, it's a 40 bars ATR, average true range. That means 3 times that. We round down always, so that should be around 275 or 250. So that level was achieved already. You can see here, I think we hit already the 3 points breakout. So actually a reversal back into range is something we could look at from this point, but it doesn't have to be like yesterday where we actually saw a continuation. So we have to be rather careful at these levels, especially if we, for example, our entry now after the bar close would have been 78.25 for reversal back into range. This is it's not a perfect entry, because we are only 1.75 away from the actual breakout level. So what we rather should look at is some kind of reversal from this point here, 77.75. And if we hit our first profit target of 1.25 points, that would be around 79. I mean, I'm talking about something which I'm not showing you here. I'm trading completely in the opposing direction here. That's something I have to eliminate. You know, I'm getting in the way of this breakout. And I realized here over time that doing this is more confusing than anything else. And especially part of this opening strategy, since these breakouts happen a lot of times in the opening session. So in the first hour of the session. And since this happens so many times here, this is rather confusing, I would say, for everyone. Because we want to do the same thing over and over again. So we want to have our breakout from the blue line, do our ATR, reversal. Like now, for example, I should be in a long position. Now I should pull my stop to break even. So this is everything I have to work on this consistency here, just for everyone to understand. But I think this trading approach is interesting, you know, and these levels are obviously levels where people are pushing more volume into the market, and exactly that is what we are looking for. We want to have a little bit of momentum in one direction, because noise, as you will see here on a few days, also this week, which is already the 13th week, is rather difficult. I'm on Tuesday, yesterday was Tuesday, and we had so much noise, it was just horrible. It was doji after doji, and then entry after entry, and exit after exit. It was absolutely a disaster. And this noise takes only profits or money away from us, because we cannot follow any trend, and getting in and out of the market really takes commissions and also takes our money away. I don't know why I'm trading this short here. As I said, I should be trading in the other direction. But anyway, I think I had my reasons on that day. I still have signals, you know, they are overlapping. So this is a main problem I'm facing at this point. So you can see here that we actually reverse back into range, which is very nice. And then, as I said, also we have these two levels. So one is the pre-opening session, low and high, which is here the blue lines on this chart. But also we have the opening session. So that is actually from 9:30 to 10:30. And then we will draw the lines on the high and low of this session, of this first 1 hour of the session, basically. So I got out of this market here. Very bad profits on this day. Let's see what happens here. But you can already see, I mean, to make 5 points in this opening session here, for example, from 2177 to 2182. This is noise, this is no trend here, so very hard to trade. Even though we would have had actually a good opening trade, I entered a little bit late here for 82.25, but we would not have been filled, so no entry there, I think. But the reversal back into range, we could have traded this probably. But this is noise. 5 points is nothing, really. Normally we see, and especially it's going up and down, as you can see here, so this is very difficult to trade. And it just takes money away from us, as you will see. Okay, so this is Wednesday then, 17 of August 2016. As I said yesterday, was rather challenging because of these trends. I think today we have a clean entry here. You can see that immediately from the open. That is what I try to do on my opening strategy. Sometimes it is successful, sometimes obviously it's not. But I have to be more stringent on this execution. So we hit this blue line as the pre-opening session low again here, and from there we will anticipate continuation. We hit our first profit target also, which is from our entry around 1.25, 1.5 points away. And then we will pull our stop to break even, because we don't want to lose money on a winning trade anymore. If we are already positive, we don't want to run negative for this trade anymore, and therefore we will be breaking out of this with any profit or loss, and that would be done with a buy stop order, which you can see here, the red order which just lays on top of our entry point here, which was 75.75. So let's look at the ATR again. The ATR is 0.715 times 3, that would be around 2.25 points, and that point is already hit at this stage, so you can see that here. But the market seems to be rather fearsome here, so we have to wait now. If we push through this level, then we should be actually not entering this market for a reversal. But if we see very short and small bars, then we should actually think about a reversal. So this is something which will be decided here now. You can't see that anymore. Okay, never mind. I think still was a good trade on that day. So there was a clean entry and breakout. But go back on your chart and have a look what happened on that day. I think we could see a little bit of a continuation there as well. So this is Thursday, I believe. This is a rather unfortunate entry here. Immediately from the open. And my exit was actually not ideal, because I exited exactly here at 78.25, and you will see here that the market will actually reverse back up. So this is also something which happened. So I was actually in not a bad position here. My entry was a bit weak, obviously at 80.50s roughly. But still I doubled up my position size, and we would have been in a profitable trade right now. But still I exited in a very bad spot here. I got a little bit impatient at 78. So I'm also not perfect at all. You will see that many weeks have been very, very difficult. I'm still improving and I'm still working on my approach, but I think sooner or later we get somewhere and we can definitely take something away from this. I'm 100% sure, because I'm doing this for quite a long time now, and obviously I want to share a little bit of information with everyone. So we will also be talking more about these breakout levels. So as I said here, we have to look at these breakouts, and I think these are the most valid trades. You can see here again a lot of noise. And this Thursday was a disaster. You can see that almost 1,700 and minus here, and taking our account. So actually now I'm accounting for these commissions as well, so they are in the actual results. So we are almost 1,600 behind on this week, and it will continue this disaster, you see. I mean, we have to sustain this volatility from time to time. I mean, obviously my trading approach has this volatility because I'm trying to trade maximum contracts, so 5 contracts and 10 contracts at the second entry is the maximum I can trade with this account size, 30,000. Therefore I have this extreme volatility. But it has been a rough week, as you can see, absolutely difficult. You can see again a lot of noise up and down, and there is no trend and also no momentum here. You can see 78 to 81, 75. That is no range. That is 3 points. That's not nothing. It's not even a tenth. It's 0.15, 0.2%. That's really useless. So for example here we should actually anticipate a breakout, I think. I don't know why I didn't enter here. Okay. Doji, so no entry, let's see. Yeah, so this is actually something here. So we actually broke out here again out of this range, so that's nice. So it was a good entry, I think, solid 82 entry. Hopefully, obviously, we don't want to reverse back into range and break even like 82s here. You can see the market is reversing. So now we take our ATR again. So ATR actually from the first few bars of this session, not now, because ATR is normally increasing over time during this session. So we take the first few bars. I think the ATR was around 0.75, so 2.5 points again. So you can see that here from 82.75 until 85.25 roughly. So we just hope now that the market will not reverse back into range, which it obviously does, unfortunately. So that's why we have to get improved entries. So for example at 82, so we can exit this market in a okay spot. We don't have to sit on an entry 83s and run negative from this point, or even 84s for example. We have to try to anticipate any move of this market. Anticipation is obviously a feeling you might have. It flows naturally through every living thing, and we just have to see if that comes along from time to time, and then we can enter. Let's see if the market actually continues to break out of this range. But normally we see a strong bar here, the red bar breaking back into range. So this is something now where we actually should be trading rather short instead of a long position, but that has to be decided here soon. Let's see. And as soon as we see again more volume breaking through the top, then we will reverse the position again. So still short from this point actually. See a lot of noise, there is absolutely no trend. Very difficult to decide. It just takes commissions and just takes the opportunity away from us because there is no trend. Yeah, so this is something we should have traded here short. Anyway, okay, I think that's it. I stopped trading for this day because I missed these two opportunities here. This short opportunity was quite nice, and the open was a little bit of a bad exit here, exactly at the low of this second red bar, so not ideal, I would say. Well, it's okay. I mean, we have to continue and keep suffering, right? Until we get it right. So let's move on to here our next day. So this is Friday already, 19th of August 2016, and we are quite behind on our account here. And this last day will not be something which gives us a better position here. So this entry 76 again is opposing the trend direction here, going for this breakout. This is something I hopefully will not do anymore in the future, because this is more confusing than anything else. This is something, it's an overlapping signal, but I realized also here over time that actually the breakout is something which is superior to my intraday signals. So I have to rather focus on that and try to keep the overall trend direction in mind. So overall trend direction is obviously down and pushing towards the breakout level. So I have many opposing trades that actually you could see here a long position immediate from the breakout level 75.50. That is just something which I should not be doing. This is already giving me a little bit of a disadvantage at this point. And you will see that here I will be closing this week here very shortly, because this trade will run negative right from the beginning, and then we will have a severe, significant loss here on this week. But I think this should not stop me from trading. That's why I'm doing this, everything here still an early stage, I would say. We still are in a kind of a situation where we are break even overall. We had around $1,500 profit on the week before, last week. Now we had a little bit of minus here. Oh, this is actually significant here, 2,700 minus. But I think more or less break even. Okay, let me pause this video here. So I just want to say one more thing before we actually move on to the next session. Thank you for watching, and we are trading the Emini S&P 500 futures market here. As I said in this video, I was showing you a few things which are very confusing. I hope I can eliminate that over time, because I want to actually trade only the breakout with you, and therefore we should be focusing only on that. Breakout is here, blue line. ATR should be our indication. So you can see here again a clean breakout kind of. Please have a look at your own charts if you have some at home, and also look at these breakout levels. See if you can see some coincidence, and if you see a little, you can come up with your own approach for these breakouts. I think these are levels which are very interesting for any day trader, and we can be hopefully trading them here successfully in the very near future, instead of getting into the way of things and make it more confusing as it is. So thank you for watching, and I wish you a nice trading week and a nice day, and have fun. Take care.